Like, Caitlin Clark spent 20 minutes signing autographs. She made her way 2/3 of the arena. She signed literally hundreds of autographs. And if you guys didn't see that game today, there were as many Fever fans as there were Sky.
The phenomenon the WNBA has been struggling to fully grasp for over a year just barreled into Chicago like a runaway train, signing autographs, shattering attendance records, and leaving a trail of buzz in its wake. And surprisingly, the real story wasn't even on the court. Sure, the Indiana Fever dismantling the Chicago Sky 93-78 was impressive, but that was just the backdrop to something bigger.
Once again, the god Caitlin Clark came and bricked Barbie's house, scraped her goofy ass even on her off day, and took over her arena signing autographs. You see, Black Clan, this is what the face of the league looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Caitlin Clark, everybody wanting to get a signature of the most electrifying woman in women's basketball, man. Bricklayer.
No, this wasn't about stats or scoreboards. This was something far more poetic, something that cut deeper into Angel Reese's hometown pride. This was about Caitlin Clark stepping into the United Center, the very heart of Angel's Chicago kingdom, parking her groin-injured self on the bench and still managing to steal the spotlight. Somehow, without playing a single minute, she was the moment, the main event, the headline.
To Miss Angel Reese, she's all in Indiana during All-Star and her Reebok campaign, come to your trap, take over your trap. What happened to that? Because it looked like Caitlin Clark went to Chicago and took the city over. It looked like she took the city over. She took your trap over. Caitlin Clark, it was more fans running. They was running down on Caitlin Clark like she was Michael Jordan.
Angel Reese was out with a bad back. Caitlin Clark hadn't suited up in 4 games thanks to a lingering groin strain. And still, when the Indiana Fever bus pulled into Chicago, it felt less like a team arrival and more like a papal procession. The United Center, the 20,000-seat arena they deliberately upgraded to for one reason, was buzzing, not for the hometown hero, but for the woman who didn't even need to touch the court to own the night. Before tip-off, it had already turned into Clark's personal fan fest, with Sharpies flying and cameras flashing like it was her coronation.
Played the Chicago Sky on Barbie Night, of which Angel Reese was not in the game. She is who Barbie Night is pretty much named after, but she is out with a back injury. As a matter of fact, many of their players are out. Mariah Jefferson is out. Haley Van Lith is out. Again, Angel Reese is out. So this game, in my mind, was pretty much a lock. And I gotta say, it was not the funnest game. And the fact that the Chicago Sky even brought it back, they were just killing them by the first half.
If you're enjoying this, go ahead and subscribe, because what you're witnessing is basketball dominance in its most poetic form, without even stepping on the court. Caitlin Clark spent 20 full minutes circling the United Center, signing autographs like she was running for mayor. 2/3 of the arena, Sharpie in hand, giving fans a moment they'll never forget. And when security tried to guide her into the tunnel like she was just another name on the roster, she ignored them. She kept going, because that's what legends do when they fully understand the gravity of their own orbit. And here's the kicker, the moment that should make every Angel Reese fan stop and reevaluate everything they thought they understood about the basketball food chain. These weren't Indiana Fever fans who traveled in. These were Chicago fans, in Chicago's house, on Angel Reese's home court, falling over themselves to get Caitlin Clark's autograph. One even held out Sky merchandise, hoping she'd bless it with a signature. She smiled, declined, and moved on. Because even injured, even benched, Caitlin Clark still has standards. And signing enemy gear? That's beneath a generational icon.
You can never do this in Indiana or in any arena, because we don't come to see you, bricklaying sloth. Caitlin Clark is the official owner of Chicago, man. it's time that y'all build a Caitlin Clark statue in Chicago in front of the Chicago Sky Arena, man, because Clark just comes over and takes over the arena with all the dozens and dozens of people, boys, girls, everybody wanting to see the god Caitlin Clark, ladies and gentlemen.
For nearly 30 minutes, Caitlin Clark stood courtside signing jerseys, basketballs, and anything else fans could wave in her direction. And she did it with the composure of someone who knows that just being there is an event. Her aura did the heavy lifting, and the crowd responded like they were witnessing royalty. Meanwhile, Angel Reese was presumably off dealing with her back injury, watching her home crowd lose their collective minds over the one player she's built her brand around hating. A player who couldn't even lace up her sneakers that night. And while all eyes were on Clark, Kelsey Mitchell quietly cooked the sky for 35 points, draining 7 threes, logging her 100th career 20-point game, and notching her 9th 30-piece. She also grabbed her 200th career steal, now second only to Tamika Catchings in Fever history when it comes to 20-point nights. But even with those fireworks, the spotlight refused to budge. It stayed glued to the bench.
Was just on another level today, man. Oh my goodness. I'm talking about the hustle, the steal, the drive, the shot making, the making the threes. Fam, it was just really a dominant performance from her, man. Really looking like one of those superstars. All right. She looked like a pure superstar today, man. However you want to chalk it up. All right. Had 35 points. 35 points.
This wasn't just a basketball performance. It was a statement. Kelsey Mitchell let the league know that the Indiana Fever are more than just the Caitlin Clark show. While the world obsesses over every move Clark makes, Mitchell has been quietly stacking a resume most guards would kill for. She's the ideal complement to Clark's brilliance, a seasoned scorer who can take the reins when needed and rise to the occasion when the lights are brightest. Meanwhile, the Sky, playing without their own rising star as Angel Reese sat out, managed just 78 points, shooting an ugly 32.1% from the field. They coughed up 23 turnovers, which the Fever ruthlessly turned into 31 points, and clanked their way to a brutal 20% from beyond the arc. It was the kind of performance that makes you wonder. When your biggest rivals' fans are the loudest voices in your own arena, is it just bad optics, or a real psychological disadvantage?
The Chicago Sky getting their asses blown out by 40, it's just another shining example of the delusion that runs through the WNBA. Like, some players in the WNBA really truly believe that they play basketball on like skill on par level as men in the NBA. These women in the WNBA are a Bush League junior varsity high school basketball team. It would be one thing if like you're shooting and your shots just weren't falling and your percentage was just like low for the night. But this is just absolutely an embarrassing display of what is described as the best of the best level of
What happened in Chicago on July 27th wasn't just about a game or even a player. It was a redefining moment in professional sports, a shift in what it means to be a draw. Caitlin Clark's jersey is now the second best-selling basketball jersey in America, not just the WNBA, but all of basketball, trailing only Stephen Curry. Her merchandise has triggered a staggering 1,000% year-over-year spike in player-specific WNBA sales. Games featuring Clark average 1.178 million viewers, nearly triple the ratings of other WNBA broadcasts. The Fever draw an average of 16,884 fans per game, almost double the 8,552 at non-Fever games. And when she plays on the road, cities like Atlanta and Washington see attendance explode, from 3,316 to 17,592 in Atlanta, and from 4,988 to 20,522 in DC. But Chicago was different. This wasn't just another sellout. This was Clark proving that her reach goes beyond city limits, fan bases, and even the game itself. She turned a 20,000-seat arena in her rival's hometown into her personal meet and greet, while wearing street clothes and nursing a groin injury. She didn't need a jersey to dominate. She just needed to show up.
And like, by the way, like, people didn't know whether or not Caitlin was playing that game until the very end. There are hundreds of fans that were there to see Caitlin Clark play on the off chance Caitlin Clark would be able to sign something. She was there. She spent like 20 minutes autographing everything. So here's Caitlin Clark signing autographs for 2 minutes 20 seconds. There are just a serious amount of fans. I don't even know, is that even just a towel? Like, it's very different. Like, they're showing up there. People are showing up just to witness Caitlin Clark. It's like she's the damn beast.
You want to talk psychological dominance. Angel Reese missed her second straight game with a back injury. But let's be honest, even if she had suited up, she would have spent pregame watching thousands of her own fans fawn over her biggest rival. That's not just losing a game. That's watching your home court advantage get vaporized in real time. The game was moved to the United Center because of Caitlin Clark. The Sky's usual home, Wintrust Arena, holds around 10,000. It simply couldn't handle the gravitational force that is Clark. And sure, when she's healthy, she puts up the numbers and gets the wins. But that's not the full story. This is about something bigger. This is about presence. About being so magnetic that the atmosphere bends around you. So iconic that fans from other teams will line up with jerseys and basketballs while their own players warm up just a few feet away. Caitlin Clark didn't just take over a city. She exposed what happens when star power meets substance, and how even street clothes and an injury can't dim a force of nature.